again, everybody, and welcome back to SFF180. It is Monday, April the 5th, 2021, and time once again for the mailbag. You are getting a late afternoon mailbag today because, of course, today's first video was a brand new review, and after some slumpy periods that the channel has gone through, that I have gone through over the last couple of months, I am very, very keen to get back in the saddle, especially with new review content. So I wanted to start with that one this morning. And today I have a mailbag for you that is going to be a really brief one, a quick one, and all physicals today. It is the case that over the last week I have gotten an insane number of new e-arcs. I mean, seriously, like 20 of them. But I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is let those kind of hang fire and cover those next Monday on the 12th. I'll probably actually record that video maybe like Wednesday, Thursday-ish, and try to have it up as a nice early access item for my lovely Patreon people who have been incredibly patient with me. But yeah, I regret the recent slump, but you know what? It's one of those things that just kind of happens, and you go through it and then you come out the other side. But I'm feeling really energized right now, and I have a lot of new books that I want to talk about, recent books, catch-up reviews, resumption of some of my series like reading the Hugos. I'm very keen to get back into that. So yeah, I'm feeling jazzed, and so now let's just look at some new arrivals in the mail, some stuff, see what we've got today, okay? So yeah, as I said, this is going to be a really quick video today because I've only got 5 packages, but this first one comes in from Random Penguin. And this is the finished copy and trade paperback of Near the Bone, the new horror novel from Christina Henry. As you'll know, I very recently reviewed her previous book, The Ghost Tree, here on the channel. Enjoyed that one. So I'm pretty eager to get into this one, although this one sounds like it is extremely dark indeed. I'll just read the back. Well, let's see if I can hold it like this. I can. Okay, a woman trapped on a mountain attempts to survive more than one kind of monster in a dread-inducing horror novel from the national best-selling author, Christina Henry. Maddie can't remember a time before she and William lived alone on a mountain together. She must never make him upset. But when Maddie discovers the mutilated body of a fox in the woods, she realizes that they're not alone after all. There's something in the woods that wasn't there before, something that makes strange cries in the night, something with sharp teeth and claws. When 3 strangers appear on the mountaintop, looking for the creature in the woods, Maddie knows their presence will anger William. Terrible things happen when William is angry. Yeah, see what I mean? Pretty dark, probably the kind of subject matter that a lot of you will... But for horror fans, yeah, Christina Henry very much delivers a chilling, entertaining tale when she is on her game. So, Near the Bone by Christina Henry is now available from Berkeley. And also in from Random Penguin, we have the finished copy and hardcover of Mark Lawrence's The Girl in the Mountain. Now, this is the sequel to The Girl in the Stars, a new series called The Books of the Ice, and I do believe that this is set in the same secondary world as the Red Sister, the Books of the Ancestor series. So I'm not sure if I want to read too much of the blurb here because oh, all right, yeah, second novel in the thrilling and epic new fantasy series from the international best-selling author of Red Sister and Prince of Thorns. I guess this won't be too spoilery. On the planet Abeth, there is only the ice and the black rock. For generations, the priests of the Black Rock have reached out from their mountain to steer the fate of the ice tribes. With their hidden god, their magic, and their iron, the priests' rule had never been questioned. And then it goes on to talk about events in the previous books. So this continues on the new trilogy from Mark Lawrence, The Girl and the Mountain. Okay, this one says it comes in from an imprint called Soho Press. I'm familiar with Soho Press, but haven't really gotten much from them, so this is nice to hear from them. Let's see what they have. Oh, okay, this is now ringing some bells in my soggy little brain. I think that I have spoken to or emailed with the publicist about this one. Yeah, this is, for a new book, it's the arc of Midnight Water City. The author is Chris McKinney. It says this comes out from Soho Press on July 13th, 2021, and this appears to be like a science fiction crime story. It says, acclaimed Hawaii author Chris McKinney's first entry in the Water City trilogy is a riveting combination of neo-noir procedural and cinematic sci-fi. perfect for fans of Altered Carbon and The Expanse. Set in a future of underwater cities, artificially extended lifespans, and a wealth gap that has outlived a near apocalypse, a world-weary detective investigates the murder of the enigmatic scientist who once saved the world. It says, imagine the world is ending, not from a pandemic, not from rampant catastrophic weather events, or even swarms of raging murder hornets, but from an enormous asteroid on course for a collision great enough to extinguish all life on Earth. After all, at this point, anything seems possible, right? There lies the foundation for Midnight Water City in both a world-ending asteroid and the notion of possibilities previously considered outrageous. In the year 2102, an incoming asteroid named Sessho was supposed to destroy the world. Thanks to Akira Kimura, the venerated scientist who identified the deadly asteroid and destroyed it with a powerful cosmic ray, that didn't happen. Good on you. Okay, and Akira reached new heights of celebrity as the savior of the human race. Chris McKinney's absorbing sci-fi mystery begins 40 years later, when a detective finds Akira dead in her luxurious deep-sea home. As Akira's former head of security and estranged friend, the unnamed detective is prepared to set his career, his family, and his own life on the line to find Akira's murderer. Little does he know, his journey through his shared past with the scientist and the dangerous investigation before him will change everything he thought he knew about Akira, the historic asteroid, and even himself. Okay. And apparently Chris McKinney has written issue-driven novels, as they describe them, based in the rural Hawaii of his upbringing, but this new trilogy winds the clock forward to a futuristic Hawaii in the year 2142. Cool. The richly developed world of Water City is one of floating prisons and underwater cities, psychotic cyborgs, and scientists turned into gods, and the inexorable links between mysticism and technology. And it does, yeah, okay, I thought so. It says it compares it a little bit to a book called The Last Policeman by Ben H. Winters, except in that trilogy, the asteroid came, right? But yeah, all right. Seamlessly blends hard-boiled detective fiction with extraordinary circumstances in an immersive sci-fi world. All right, I'm sold. Midnight Water City by Chris McKinney comes out July the 13th from Soho Press. All right, nice to have that. Now, these two final packages are from Macmillan. Alrighty, this is the finished copy from Tor.com Publishing of the new novel by K.M. Sparra called First Become Ashes. It says K.M. Sparra debuted last year with his novel Docile, which I still haven't gotten to, darn it, a critically acclaimed and genre-defying novel about consent under capitalism. Now in First Become Ashes, Sparra provides the same complex queer emotional narrative that he writes better than anyone, and applies it to a story that questions what is real and what is magical. And, leads off again with a content warning. These books, these are very, very sexually explicit. It says sadomasochism, sexual content, as well as abuse and consent violations, including rapes. So be aware of that if you were thinking about reading this. It says, the story centers around the Fellowship of the Anointed, a cult that isolated its members for 30 years, conditioning them to believe that pain is power. That magic is suffering, that the world beyond the fence has fallen prey to monsters. But when their leader is arrested, all her teachings come into question. Those touched by, well, I should hope so, God. Those touched by the Fellowship face a choice. How will they adjust to the world they were taught to fear? And how will they relate to the cult's last crusader, Lark? Sparra comes at these core questions from multiple angles. Kane, Darren, Calvin, and Lark all had very different experiences of the Fellowship. Kane, Darren, and Lark are ex-members trying to find new ways to exist in the wider world. For Kane, survival means rejecting the magic he and his lover suffered for. For Darren, the cult's collapse is an opportunity to prove they are worth as much as their anointed brother. Calvin may not have been a member of the cult, but he sees Lark as an alluring embodiment of the magic he's been seeking his entire life. But for Lark, the Fellowship isn't over. Before he can begin to discover himself and heal a lifetime of traumas, he has a monster to slay. Lark's journey of self-discovery is one that involves leaving an abusive upbringing behind and finding who you are beyond the trauma. He will discover how much power belief can have and how to walk the thin line between reality and magic. Sparra's characters are flawed and complicated, their lives often full of pain, and Sparra doesn't flinch from showing it. But this is by no means a hopeless story. It is also a deeply heartfelt tale of love and found family. So as you see, very serious themes indeed, not for the faint of heart, but if this sounds like something you're adventurous enough to try, First to Become Ashes is available from Tor.com in hardcover on, let's see, tomorrow. And the last one, a big one, also from Macmillan. And we finish up today with the new edition in the Tor Essentials line. This is a classic novel called Stand on Zanzibar. The author is John Brunner. And this won the Hugo many years ago. And it says, 1968. And it's been like forever and ever and ever since I read this. I think, Christ, I was in school still. So I do need a refresher on it. And because it's a Hugo winner, good a time as any, it has to be part of my Reading the Hugos series, does it not? But this new edition is out now. Came out on the 23rd of March. And it says, Timeless turns uncannily prophetic. I'm not sure that makes sense, but anyway. With the resurgence of John Brunner's Hugo-winning classic Stand on Zanzibar, a science fiction novel that distills America's downfall into an hourglass counting down to a frightening future. Described by Joe Haldeman as a wake-up call to a world slumbering in the opium dream of consumerism, in the hazy certainty that we humans were in charge of nature. Stand on Zanzibar serves as a much-delayed meditation on man's relentless imposition on our world and each other. First published in 1968, the book went on to win a Hugo Award for Best Novel, as well as the BSFA Award and Prix Tour Apollo Award. Among the most prescient novels ever written, forecasting into the early 2000s, when relentless overpopulation brews billions, Brunner spins a world in which genetic engineering is routine, corporations have usurped democracy, okay, fair enough, and mass-marketed psychosomatic drugs keep billions docile. It's not quite the same thing as the opioid crisis, but there it is. Every citizen is the system's victim and its creator. John Brunner pens a despairing then-future that echoes eerily familiar, but with a glimmer of hope does he offer still another chance to remit our ruin. All right, and so, like I said, this has now been reissued as part of the Tor Essentials line, and it is available now. And so there you have it. That's all we've got in the mailbag today. You guys know the drill. Light up the comments. Let me know which of these looks most interesting to you, which you would like to see me prioritize for review. Otherwise, if you enjoyed watching, please hit the like button, share the video far and wide with all your SFF reading friends, and above all, please subscribe if you have not done so. That's how the channel grows. You can also support the channel at my TeePublic store and at my Patreon, where recruits in the Winx Army get little perks, like occasionally getting early access on some of my videos. I use the Patreon money to pay Matt Olson, my thumbnail artist, for all of the lovely drawings that he does for me that enhance my channel so much. So I want to thank all of those people for their additional support. It's greatly appreciated, especially in these tough times. I want to thank all the rest of you guys for being the very best viewers in all of BookTube, and until I see all of you next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, and happy reading.